We are very excited to talk about a new subject that we think you're all ready for. And this subject would probably not be accepted by most people in physical reality at this time. But more people will come along, and so we'd like to bring it to you first because you are the path of least resistance and the ones who are ascending rapidly to be able to vibrationally accept what we're going to say here. And what this conversation is all about is the perfect life. So you are living a life. You are living a life based on a perception of reality that is limited. That perception of reality is limited on purpose. You came in to this physical realm and you forgot who you truly are, and then this journey of the physical world, your physical life, is one of remembering who you truly are. And so when we say that there is such a thing as a perfect life, you are imagining some ideal, something that's outside of you, something that you might say was those who are living a perfect life would be rich and healthy and have lots of friends and be admired by others and have lots of toys and freedom and all these things. And then you compare that perfect life, that ideal, to the life you're living now, and you say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, therefore this life can't be perfect. And we say, that's not true. The perfect life is the one where you move further along in your journey of self-discovery, where you raise your vibration, where you gain more clarity and more confidence, where you understand how the system of physical reality works, where you start to live as your authentic self and not some version that you've created based on a persona designed to allow other people to at least accept you in some way. And so we want to bring to you this notion of the perfect life. The perfect life is the life you're living now. The perfect life is the life you are living now. It's the life you have always lived. It's the life you will always live. It will be the perfect life in the next life, and the next life, and the next life. Every life you've ever lived was the perfect life for you. This life, this perfect life, was the creation of you from the non-physical perspective. You designed it all. You laid it out. You knew how it would unfold. You set very powerful intentions. And all of the things that came to you in this life that you're having now, in this perfect life, were manifested so that you could have the opportunity to see where you're perceiving reality as in contrast to, or as in opposition to, how physical reality really is. And so for all of you, you are living with the illusion of an imperfect life, and that's the illusion. That is not true. The perfect life is the life that you are living. It's the life that you have lived in every moment. Now, you didn't always think it was perfect, and so sometimes you were facing manifestation events, or you were feeling grumpy or ornery or in a bad mood, and you were just resisting the fact that the life you're living now is perfect. And as you're becoming more aware, you can look back on all the events in your life and realize that all those events happened perfectly by design by you. You created all those events. Why? Because you knew that there were limiting beliefs that were causing you to perceive yourself as a limited version of who you truly are. And in order to raise that vibration, you had to understand those limiting beliefs. You had to at least face them in some form. Now, for much of your life, you just assumed that the events or the people involved were wrong, and you resisted the event itself. Well, now you're coming to a higher awareness of what these events are all about, and you're realizing there's information contained within each event. And if you can add that information into your belief structure, well, the limiting beliefs become less limiting because they have more information now, and you rise to a new vibrational level. And at that new vibrational level, you are ready for so much more. So much more. So much more clarity, so much more understanding, so much more awareness, and so much more love. The love that is you being expressed into your life. So some of the times you're expressing love into your life. When you appreciate what you have created, you're expressing love. When you're doing anything from the higher perspective and acting on inspiration, you're expressing love. When you're having faith and confidence that everything's working out, you're expressing love. And when you're in resistance, you're expressing fear. So the life of this, or the essence of this life, is to understand that it's all perfect. It's always been perfect. It's all working out perfectly. It's all unfolding perfectly. And it's all going to be perfect in the future as well. Not just in this life, but on every other life you'll ever live. Now, this is a journey of self-discovery. And within that journey, with each step you take, you get more information, you get more expansion, you expand through more information to higher vibrational levels, unless you don't want to, unless you want to call this life bad or wrong, unless you want to wish that things were different. If you could create what you think is the perfect life from a limited perspective, you would create all these things that society says are good but are not meaningful or helpful or beneficial in any way. You might say, oh, it'd be so much better if I had this, that, or the other. Oh, it'd be so much better if I was born to a different family, had different siblings, had different friends, was born in a different country, was born at a different time, whatever it is. That's all that's coming from this illusion based in fear, in imperfection. You see, the illusion is the imperfection. So if you look at your life and you perceive that any of it was imperfect in any way, that's the illusion. When you start to perceive that some of it was good, some of it was perfect even, well, then you're now seeing the reality, the truth. The illusion is imperfection and the truth is perfection. If you come to see that not just in some moments in your life or some aspects of your life or some parts of you are pretty good, but everything is perfect. Every single thing about you is perfect. Now, you're not always showing that authentic version of you. You're often showing the inauthentic version of you in attempts to cover up or to hide what you don't think is perfect about yourself. You're trying to create this false persona that keeps all your secrets that no one else can see, and you live in fear of people finding out that you have this opinion or this habit or this bodily part or whatever it is, this thing you think is imperfect. But what if everything was perfect? What if you were perfect? And what if this life was perfect? What if you understood this? Then how would you operate? Well, you'd operate fully aligned with the system of physical reality and the laws of the universe, and fully aligned with your inner self and who you truly are. And you would become a blended being in your authenticity. You would live in alignment, receiving inspiration, acting in inspiration, moving you even more towards clarity and growth and expansion as you intended prior to your birth, without any resistance. Therefore, there'd be no negative emotion, there'd be no negative feelings, there'd be no suffering, there'd be no discontentment. You would leave that all behind and you would operate in a highly effective manner. You would then manifest everything you truly wanted, and then of course anything else you needed would come along because it would naturally support you in your perception of reality as it truly is, which is perfect. This is a perfect reality. Your life is perfect in every way. Anything you see as imperfect is based in a limiting belief, and is done so from a limited perspective based in fear. It's based in the illusion. If you can see the truth of this, the truth of the perfection in your life now, well, you can radically alter the course of your life. Not the course, meaning the geographical direction or the path, the inspired path, but of course, the course of your feelings, of how you operate in that life. That's what we're talking about here. You would leave alone all the fear and the doubt, noting that was irrational. And you would embrace every single nuanced idea, nuanced expression, nuanced feeling that you have towards others. You would embrace all of that, and you would simply be the channel of love that you are. And with that, we'd like to talk to you about anything you'd like to talk about. Who'd like to start?